Person 66, so your energy engages on the rainbow road, and I see like this syrupy drizzle, like topping something, and then I get that it's a cupcake, and I literally see your physical body inside of a cupcake costume. And so I think this is really directed at you specifically in a way. I would have to say, like, the fact that you were wearing this costume, like maybe somebody calls you cupcake or you have like a severe sweet tooth. I'm not sure, but this was the only part of this process that that kind of energy arose. So I would have to say it's directly kind of connected to you, and hopefully connecting the energy to you in a way. And then from there, I see a big black mountain in front of you, and it's got these like really steep steps, and you're like crawling up, and it gets so steep that you're like hanging, trying to pull yourself up to the top of the mountain. And so the fact that the mountain's black, mountains always for me are some form of perspective, and so you're trying to get up to the top of the mountain. I see you pull out binoculars, and you've got like a parachute on your back, and you're looking for your target spot, right? So I see you searching for like the goal spot or this target, and I see you find it, and you pull your parachute out, and you jump to like this X marks the spot, right, to your goal. And so I'm getting that there's since the mountain was like black and really hard to climb, I'm getting that there was maybe not a lot of perspective or not a lot of knowledge going into this, whatever this goal is right now that you're trying to achieve, but you knew like the end goal, you knew the end result of what you wanted to achieve, but like maybe you didn't know all the steps that were going to have to take place to get you there. And so then I see you running this race, and you're trying, and it's endurance. I get that you're running this like crazy race, and you're sweating, and you're trying to get to the finish line here, right? So again, I'm piecing together this like X marks the spot and this goal, and like the finish line. So I get that there's this like something that you're trying to achieve right now, and then I see you sitting at a table with a book, and I see you like with glasses on, and you're almost in a library, and I see you like frivolously like shuffling through this book, trying to like study or learn or get all the knowledge you can from it. And so again, I'm like seeing you run this like race and the end goal, and now studying. And so I don't know if maybe you got thrown into something, and it feels like there's this hoped for goal, or almost like I feel like somebody who's opening a business, right? So they know what they want to do, but they don't know all the steps to get them there. And so I feel like that's kind of this energy that's being presented. It's like you know this end goal, and you didn't know exactly how to get there, but you knew what that goal was, and so you kind of just jumped, and now you're having to like catch up, and you're working yourself really hard to try and learn as you go, maybe, or like, or maybe it's this whole energy that's you're pushing right now to complete it, and you're having to do a lot of work, and that's kind of the energy I'm getting. And so then from here, the energy moves through the portal, and as soon as you move through the portal, you turn into this like wet noodle, like I get from like an udon noodle soup, one of those really fat, delicious noodles. and I see you sliding down this water slide. So water slide is supposed to be fun, and like I just took a vacation to Kalahari, so like I get vacation fun, like, that excitement, but you're this like a wet noodle that's literally just like slowly pouring down the water slide, and it's like you're almost like stuck kind of as you move down, like blocking the water's progress, and you get to the bottom, and you're just this like dead noodle, and we honestly stay here staring at you as this dead noodle for like probably 15 to 30 seconds, and I'm like, come on, let's move, show me what this means. And so I get that now, piecing everything together, there was so much pressure and intensity and moving, and in the beginning of this, the energy is really high, and now I get this change into this noodle that's just can't move. And so I'm getting this feeling that at the rate you're going, you're going to be this noodle if you don't slow down, right? So I get that you're what is it? Oh gosh, I had the word when I was seeing this. So it's as if like the life has kind of left you, right? So it's as if you've all that life force that you have that's like allowing you to push through and do what you need to do to achieve this end result. It's like this is like leaving you, and if you continue to go at this rate, you're going to be this noodle, not able to enjoy yourself at the end or the completion of this. So then I see you turn into a human form again and you start to run this race. And you're running this race, and it's like, again, it's like this endurance, and I get this, it's this requiring this physical endurance of you, whatever this project is that you're trying to manifest. It's like requiring a ton of physical exertion from your body. And so I see you like running this race, and every few steps you look at your watch, and it's like counting down, and you're like, am I done yet? Am I done yet? And it's like you're just trying so hard to move through, and it's like every few steps you take a look and check to see, is this over yet? Is this over? How much longer do we have? What's left? It's like everything's so dedicated to getting you to that completion time. And so right before you hit the end of the race, there's this table that gets set up, and you turn into this like Englishman, and you're in like total proper suit kind of attire, and you're ready for like high tea. And right, so in like for the English, like, you don't miss high tea, right? And so I get that there's this like you're not at the finish line yet, but it's almost like you can't miss this opportunity. It's almost like you're forcing, well, it feels like you're being forced to stop to take this, and you're not done with everything. But being British, it's like you have to take this break and have your high tea. And it's like you have to sit down and take this break before you can finish the race. It's like that's the only way they're going to let you finish the race. And so you do this, and then you get to the end, and you get it. As soon as you get to the end, you just kind of like crumple on the floor, and like the success of being done. And then I see you get up, and now in front of you there's a whole nother like racetrack. It's like, all right, well, what's next? Let's go. And so then I see you kind of step into this newish kind of dimension, and it's very like Super Mario Kart. I feel like you're in a Toad land. And so so you don't partake in like the race, but you move towards a house that's off to the side. And I get that this is your Akashic records. And so as you move to this house, it's like this big mushroom house. And so you move in, and as soon as you get in, it's like there's all these like on the race car game, there's all these like shells that get shot at you, and bombs and different things. So as soon as you move into your records, there's all these like projectile things coming at you. And anybody who's played the Mario Kart game knows that you choose Toad because he's the fastest one, but he's also the one that any little knock and he goes spinning off the course. So I get that this is their explanation of your energy right now. It's like you are the fastest person out there. You are going to get this done. It's like you have so much energy and passion to do whatever this project is, but it's like one little thing, and here you go, you're going to go spinning off course. So I call down your higher self and ask what's for the greatest good for you to know at this moment in time. And your higher self comes down in the form of like intense fiery energy. And usually we engage and we're face to face, but then I like zoom up and I'm looking down from the top of your records down. And it's interesting because I see this like fire pattern that's the floor of your Akashic records. And it's like, to me, I'm getting, fire energy, higher self, fire energy, floor, like the base, everything. It's like you're in this solar plexus energy, this passion energy, this like will to go on in this. It's like willpower, control, passion. It's everything that like lights your fire to make you go and get up and do things, right? And so I get that this is the energy. And when I call down your higher self, I ask what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time. And your higher self basically tells me that you need to trust, and that's the lesson of the solar plexus chakra, is being able to hand things over and trust. Like if this is truly divinely aligned to you and your purpose, it's going to happen. Like if it's truly aligned to you and your divine purpose, then the energy, basically you get this resonance within your gut, and that's your solar plexus chakra. And like that's the idea, that's the spark, that's the passion that gives you the drive to move and create and do. And in the beginning, that's like you on the Black Mountain. It's like you didn't know how you were going to do it, but you had this inspiration that you had to do this thing and achieve this goal, and so you just did it. And so that's what the universe does. It gives you these reminders or these hints of what's aligned to you in your path. And as long as you meet the goal or that energy halfway, and as long as you show the universe that you're hearing, that you're understanding, that this is a part of you and you're going to do this, the universe typically, and what your higher self told me, is going to provide for you the rest of the half of the way. But what they're saying is you haven't let go. You haven't trusted that this is going to completely manifest for you. And they actually showed me, or took me to my project, what I'm doing now. It's like, all these readings I'm doing to just touch as many people as I can to like get the word out. And I have a project that I'm going to be launching in June. And they said, it's exactly like what I did. Like, I started this to be successful in my project in June, and they said halfway there I already made it. Like, even though I have no clue, I haven't even launched my project in June, they told me it's going to be successful. I already did what I had to do to make that project successful. And that's what they're saying for you, is that there's still so much energy and attention behind trying to get this end goal. They're saying, like, you feel like you have to do every single thing, and you're that limp noodle. You're like running yourself dead, right? You're not taking the break. You're not taking that high tea stop to relax and that siesta. And they said, this is what you have to do. You have to schedule a time for yourself every day to reconnect with yourself, so that you don't at the very end finish line fizzle out and have nothing left, because this is just the start, right? Because there's a whole nother racetrack ahead of you. So they're really encouraging you to take time for yourself while you're going through this process, and not to give 100% of your energy out, because the universe is already providing for you that which you're giving out to the universe. And they said that if you can recall whatever inspired you, to remember how that felt, and if it was like this gut feeling like, oh my God, this is what I have to do. This is, this is why I have to do whatever it is you're trying to accomplish right now. That if it resonates within the gut, and it's not like a whole mentally contrived thing, if that resonates in the gut, that's always divine purpose. That's always like wisdom of the divine, and a connection, and to trust your instinct, and to trust that, and to trust that the universe is going to provide for you, because you've put enough passion into this project. So with light and love.